To hear more about the Biennale, we're now joined by one of the artists in the show, Yitzchok Moully. Thank you so much for being here.
Shalom, thank you so much for having me.
Now, you call yourself a Jewish pop artist.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about the influences, and when I first saw your work, I thought, okay, Andy Warhol.
Yes, I was actually dubbed by a media outlet in New York as the pop art rabbi, and it stuck. I'm an ordained rabbi. I studied to be a rabbi. I studied and I served as a rabbi for 10 years. And then the art world kind of just took me in. You know, I started off as a rabbi, then an artist, and now I'm a full-time artist. So definitely influenced in my early work by Andy Warhol and the greats of the pop art.
We're putting up some of these shots, and they're just amazing. You know, different versions of, look at that, the Tree of Life, right? Etz HaChaim. It's gorgeous. Yes. For you, as coming from the Orthodox world, how hard was it for you to embrace taking on being an artist full time? Because it is not something in that world that is very, let's say, appreciated or valued in the very Orthodox world.
It definitely is not a very common profession in the Orthodox world. I actually see my art as an extension of my rabbinic responsibilities. And I see my responsibility as a rabbi, as you can see, to really further. I feel that I can achieve more as an artist than I can as a rabbi in terms of spreading the love and the joy of Judaism to the world, wherever I can.
Because, and in that community, though, it is seen as, they say sometimes, bittul zman, a waste of time. Do you feel that you can maybe change that? Or that it can become more acceptable for very religious Jews to pursue a career in art?
Very much. I wouldn't narrow it just to art. I would talk about creativity as a whole. And that part of my role, part of my responsibility, part of what I'm trying to achieve is to educate the Hasidic world, the Jewish world, the Haredi world, that we each have a personal story to share. We each have our own unique take on life, our unique perspective. Within the context of Torah, we have the opportunity and the responsibility to share the world who we really are, and make the world a better and more colorful and more vibrant place than just all, you know, not everyone can learn Torah all day.
Right.
But we each have unique something to share.
And is it that idea of joy that you want to bring to the Jewish world and even to some who are not involved in the Jewish community?
In a broad brush, yes. Joy, I say, would be the underlying...
Is Kiruv part of this? Is bringing Jews somehow back to Judaism part of your art?
Yes, yeah, very much so. It's a two-way street. It goes both ways, to educate the Orthodox world, but also to educate the wider world that there's so much to Judaism, so much joy to Judaism, so much depth to Judaism. A lot of my work is very bright and colorful, but I explore lots of different ideas in different areas. I'm exploring the idea of light, and the idea of godliness, and the idea of the impact that we can achieve with our actions, with our mitzvot. So I definitely approach, you know, a lot of different areas with my work. But yeah, I'd say the fundamental is the joy of Judaism.
Yeah, certainly the bright colors. You know, you can't help but look at your art and feel good, right?
Thank God. Thank God.
How has your experience been at the Biennale? This is your first time coming to Israel and participating in this event. This
is my first time at the Biennale, and it's been really, really epic. It's been awesome. I've really enjoyed it. I've gotten a really wonderful reception from it. One beautiful thing as an artist is just meeting these other artists. We've known each other, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. There's a community, there's a real community growing of Orthodox artists, of Dati artists, or whatever label you want to call it,
right,
but of artists who are taking the Torah and running with it in a creative way. And both for the artists themselves and then for the community at large. The opening was really exciting and very well attended from a wide gamut. Noah Leah Cohen, the curator of our show, she was amazed by the amount of people who came out and the reception that they had to, you know, Orthodox art, if you will,
right,
was really wonderful.
How does the non-Jewish world respond to your art? Have you had encounters with artists who say, you know, what is that, and you explain, or are they intrigued? Are they, what's the reception been like for people outside of this world?
I think most of my art is pretty open and pretty accessible. I try to make my art accessible. But yes, there definitely is intrigue, a lot of respect, a lot of interest. If I'm given the opportunity to explain further, then I can explain the concepts behind it, the ideas, the Chassidut, the Torah that inspired me to create particular pieces. But most of all, it's getting people to smile, to laugh, to see Judaism in a different perspective.
Is it Hasidut that is the main kind of stream into your creative energy?
I would say so. I mean, Judaism as a whole, but
yes.
I'm a chassid. I'm a Chabad rabbi, a Chabad chassid.
And what is it about Hasidut that brings that out in you?
It's the way of looking at Torah.
Is
it's
it
the way of looking at Judaism.
Joy?
It's most definitely an emphasis on joy, and an emphasis on the capacity of each person to have an impact. That every mitzvah we do, every action we do, can change the world in a positive way. And I'm finding different areas to attempt to explore that.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you if how inspired you felt being in Jerusalem, and what projects you might be thinking of in the future.
Well, I'll tell you, I was down at the Kotel on Friday night with thousands of others, and there were some new ideas percolating. So definitely Jerusalem and the old city and everything has been just such a wonderful inspiration. So I look forward to coming back, and I look forward to taking some of these inspiration, these ideas that I have in my head, and sharing them with the world hopefully soon. And where can we find your work, primarily in New York, in the United States? Well, here at the Biennale until November 15th. And then, yes, you can find me in the United States. I've worked with a gallery in New York. And that's where you're based now, New York? Yes, based in New York. And but my website, moullyart.com, is a great place to check out everything I got going on. Okay, thank you so much for coming and joining us. And one last thing I want to share with you is, as a rabbi with a black hat, your kippah, your yarmulke, my yarmulke, which is very colorful. I like to say there's a lot of color underneath that black hat. Let's see it. There we go. Wow, amazing. Yes. We don't see many of those here. Beautiful. Hand painted, and hope to share them with others. Thank you so much, Yitzchok Moully. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. More on the Holy Land Uncovered when we come back.